My guest is Steve Richardson, and he's filling in for another Steve. But Steve has a very interesting career. I knew you when you were a teacher at Knott County Central High School. But tell us about Steve Mobley and the project that you're sharing today, and why he can't be here.
Okay. Well, Mr. Mobley is at the National FFA Convention. He's got 19 students there competing at the national level, and we're really excited about that. So I volunteered to step in, and he asked me to step in and kind of talk about his project today. And he's our agricultural sciences teacher there at Knott County Central High School. He's been with us, this is his 4th year with us. And basically he's been raising tilapia and teaching the students to grow those, the aquaculture and so forth, and trying to teach them entrepreneurship skills, which I think is something that we really need to push a little bit farther, and he agrees with that. But this grant that he got is to take it one step farther and do aquaponics. So the water from the fish, with all the nutrients from the fish waste, will be transferred to another tank, and then the roots from our lettuce plants would actually absorb those nutrients. So it's all organic. There's no chemicals added. And it teaches students, and this is a great project in the fact that, principals and school administrators are worried about accountability scores. But at the same time, we're worried about college career readiness. And we want to make sure that our children have an opportunity. And I've heard a lot of educators over my 27 years here say, well, there's just nothing for our children to do. There's nothing for them to stay here and do. So we have to be a little more creative in creating opportunities for our children to make a living here, with our declining, economy. So with this, most of our families would probably have access to free gas. Any of our students then can take this project, put up a small greenhouse, and actually produce fish, the tilapia, and have fresh produce to sell throughout the year, and make a living, a good living for that, and supply schools if they want, want to do that. I'm sure he'll expand that as he goes. But we're excited about this opportunity because we're looking at chemistry. They got to test the pH of that water, and keep it at a certain level. So he's actually going to be reinforcing biology skills, chemistry skills, math skills, and I'm sure he'll incorporate writing into that as well. So this project is not only teaching them how to sustain their own well-being, but also to expand their skills in the other core content areas as well.
Are the kids excited about it?
Oh, they love it. I go up there quite often. Because I caught it home for so long, and I stop by and see the children and try to stay in touch with the program, and they can't wait to get there to go out and check on Monday morning, especially after they've been gone for the weekend. Can't wait to get out there and make sure the fish are growing and that they're okay. So,
well, because again, there's a lot of jobs created. In fact, you've had a very exciting operation there for what is it called, the 5-star catering, which had a fish pond. Correct. And that's just a reminder that there can be some good income made from growing
yes, and
crops.
we actually produced tomatoes several years ago, hydroponic tomatoes in our greenhouse there, and produced all the tomatoes for our school district for a year. We want to teach students to do that, and we've got some students that have went on and they do it on a small scale, or they work for a Lowe's or something in their garden center. So they're using that knowledge to go on to a different career, and that's what education should be.
Have y'all done strawberries too?
We tried that. Didn't have much success with that one because of the scale. Strawberries, it takes a lot of plants to produce in space. We've only got the 130 by 60 greenhouse. We really need to come up with some money and really focus on maybe putting a second greenhouse beside it. That way we could have enough room, we could do the plants in one and the aquaculture in the other, to make them blend so that we could do it on a larger scale.
So students are learning this. How entrepreneurial are our students? The students that you're interacting with, are there very many that are really interested in creating their own jobs and their own businesses? I
think it's growing. I think it's a mindset, and traditionally our children are not in the mindset of being an entrepreneur, and I think that it's our job as educators in every classroom to say, hey, you could do this. because we've got to expose them and we've got to encourage them. And for many years in this area, you know, we've always relied on our coal. Yep. You know, going to work in the coal mines or driving a coal truck. And so with this economy, even though we look at it as a curse for us, it may be a blessing for us to expand the minds, because we've got brilliant minds that we work with. They're just as smart as any children. We've got some of the best teachers, you know, anywhere. So it's just a matter of us changing our way of thinking and to look at other opportunities. We've got all kinds of resources here to use. And our children are our most valuable natural resource, and it's just exciting to see our children start to say, well, you know what, I've got this half acre, I could do this here, and I wouldn't have to leave home, you know, and I wouldn't all of our bright minds don't have to leave our communities to make a living, because that puts back into our community, and that's how communities grow.
Yeah. Well, Steve, I want to thank you for being here and sharing the exciting things going on in Knott County with the students, with the aquaculture as well as the agricultural programs you have there at the high school.
Encourage anybody that's interested and wants to sit, stop by. Just call us and we'll give you a tour. We'd love to show it off.
Okay, thank you for being on the program.
Bye.